Hello everyone, welcome to tutorial 5. First of all, we'll be importing and editing an orphan mesh of a pump model, and next we'll be creating a material and assigning section properties. So first things first, we'll first be importing the pump rib model, and to do so we go on to file and import model. So from here we import the pump ribs input model. Here you see. So next we can just delete this model one. We don't need this. So we have one model at the moment. So what we are going to do is we have to edit the nodal coordinates. And to do that, we are going to expand the pump ribs over here. And next we have to expand the parts pump one, and we double click on mesh. So now we are in the mesh module. First of all, we have to turn off the perspective view, which is this one. We turn this off, and this is done so that we can zoom into the component and the whole is clearly visible. So the next thing we have to do is we have to go to the main menu bar, and from here we go to tools and choose a datum. And over here we select the CSYS, and over here we choose 3 points, and the datum that we choose is cylindrical, and press on continue. We create the datum at these points, and the datum has been created. So the next thing that we are supposed to do is we are supposed to modify the inner diameter of the hole, and to do that, first of all we'll be adjusting its view like this. So now we'll be going to the main menu bar, mesh, and edit option. Now under the category of node, we choose the method as edit. So over here we are prompted to select the nodes that are to be modified, and the method of selecting the nodes conveniently is uh, by choosing this this option angle. Keep this as default. Need to do is we need to select the nodes at the inside surface of the hole. Yeah, you see the inside nodes have been selected, and we can press on done. Over here we go on to the select option, and we have to use the local coordinate system, and over here we choose the specification method as coordinates, and instead of 0.75 we put this as 0.65 and press on OK and close this as well. So the method that we followed to select the nodes was the face angle method, which basically means that specifying the maximum deviation in the angle between adjacent element faces. So now what we have to do is we have to delete the elements, and what we can do here is uh, we first go to the main menu bar, mesh, and choose this edit option again. Over here we choose the option element and delete. We first of all we actually delete associate we toggle it on delete associated unreferenced nodes, and for our convenience we choose this sets, and this dialog box appears. And if you see, and if you turn toggle this on, highlight selections in viewport, you'll see that over here rib 1 is selected, rib 2, rib 3, likewise rib 4. All the ribs are selected over here, and this is the right side. So what we need to do is we have to cut this model into half and remove all the ribs. So there are two ways. One, you can remove each rib one by one, or conveniently we can choose the ribs, and by pressing on continue all the ribs will be removed. Similarly, we want to remove or basically cut the above half of the model as well, and uh, we select the right option over here and press on continue and press on dismiss. And if you see over here, the top half of the pump housing has been removed, as well as the ribs have been removed as well. So this is how it looks like now. Now in the next step we have to import the other three CAD geometries, which basically are the gasket, the cover, and the bolt. So what we're going to do is uh, we are going to right click over here on parts and import. So first of all we are going to import the cover and press on OK. So now you see the cover has been imported, and so what we can do to adjust the angle is that we can go on to view, specify, here choose viewpoint, and in the viewpoint over here we can put in 0 0 -1, and over here 0 -1 0. So this will basically adjust the view as we require. So before moving on, we can uh, save this as pump. So now we'll create the datum. We go on to tools, datum axis, and principal axis. So we choose the principal axis as y-axis and close this. Next, we have to go into shape, cut, extrude, and we choose this plane that is to be extruded, and this is the edge. Now by drawing a rectangle arbitrarily, we press on done, and the edit cut extrusion box, the extrusion dialog box appears. Keep it as through all, and you see the cover has also been cut in half like we require. So the same procedure is carried out for the gasket. We import the gasket as well, and going back into the uh, view tab, and specify, use the same coordinates over here. A similar process will be followed. So first of all, we choose the datum, principal axis, y-axis, and now we have to cut it. And to do so, this is the plane that we are going to select. This is the edge or the axis. Same, we'll arbitrarily draw a rectangle and press on done, extrude through all. See, the gasket has also been cut in half. Last thing that we are supposed to import is the bolt. So here we import the bolt, press on OK. So the bolt has been imported as well. So we don't need to do anything with the bolt for the time being, but as you can see, there are 4 parts now. So basically there's the pump, the bolt, the cover, and the gasket. Moving on, we are going to define a linear elastic material, and solid section properties. And to do that, we what we do is we double click on the materials tab, and this dialog box appears, and we name the material as steel, and we have to choose this elastic, and over here we put the Young's modulus at 30 e to the power 6 and the Poisson's ratio as 0.3, and press on OK. The material has been created. Now what we have to do is we double click the sections, and this dialog box appears, and we name this as steel again and press on OK. Over here we press OK, and you see the section has been created. So what we're going to do now is we have to assign this section, and to do so we have to go on to the section assignments. Now to attain to so now to assign the material, we double click on section assignments, and we need to assign the material to the entire part, and we select it all and press on done. So the material steel has been assigned. We'll follow the same step for assigning the steel to the bolt and cover as well. So let's do that as well. So we assign the steel material to the bolt and now to the cover. So the material has been assigned to the pump one part, the bolt and the cover. So now we are left with assigning, creating a material and assigning section properties to the gasket. To assign the material to a gasket, we go on to File, Run Script, and we choose this gasket material file .py, which is the Python script. Okay, so in the model tree, you can see this under the materials tab, the gasket appears, and double click on the gasket, and you see the material editor dialog box appears. And over here we review the gasket material properties, and this edit material dialog box appears for gasket, and over here the material behaviors are expansion, gasket membrane, elastic, gasket thickness behavior, and gasket transfer shear elastic. All the values are already over here from that Python file. We don't need to change anything. We can press on cancel. Want to create another section for a gasket, so we can name this as gasket, and rather than choosing the category solid, we choose other and gasket over here. And when we press on continue, this dialog box appears for edit section. So over here we choose the material as gasket, and other than that we don't change anything, and we press on OK. So basically, since the section for since the material for the gasket has been created over here, and now we have to assign this section to the gasket. So we go on to double click section assignments, we select this gasket, press on done. Over here we choose section gasket, press on OK, and now you can see the section assignment has been assigned. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. In the following tutorial we'll be continuing with the steps on this same pump model.